outside right now at my house, as it is thunderstorming pretty crazy. Like, these guys are off, and Kami going for Mega Man or Mega Man, Metal Man.
Oh, see, Kami changed it up a notch.
Well, he still went to the same slot.
Yeah, he went up, and basically he makes sure that it's not Crash Man, and then up and selects the stage. And whatever stage it is whatever stage kammesennin is doing.
Yeah, usually Airman is usually in that spot right there, so he just sticks to his pattern.
But yeah, in the vanilla game, that would be the Airman stage. But this is Randomizer, so the location of the bosses is randomized.
Prodigy's gonna have to take the E-Tanker. More than likely, we'll see. He might run into health drop or so.
I think that's what he's hoping for.
Seeing the tin can, he decided to just boost right through it. Because, of course, what happens when you use an E-Tank in a stage, but the next thing that pops up is an energy drop. And kammesennin does the same thing using his E-Tank. But Prodigy has started in the Quickman stage all 3 games, and kammesennin basically just up and selects whatever stage it happens to be, which has been Heatman, and now Metal Man.
Now we'll see what boss is in Metal Man stage and what boss is in Quickman stage. Yeah.
Oh, we have Heatman for kammesennin, and that looks like Crash Man to me.
And another slow Crash Man at that.
He's just out for a walk in the park. Minor things like, you know, the obstacles within the stage. He pays them no mind. He just wants to walk around a little bit.
And we got a Buster Weak Heatman, so that makes life a little easy for Kami to usually take what is normally a slow fight.
No, it looks like it's taken 2 points of damage each. It just looks like Heatman is going through his cycles a lot quicker than he was previously, because again, in the randomizer, how quickly Heatman cycles through being hit is all part of what is randomized. But to that aspect, there are 4 bosses that will take 2 points of damage, and 4 bosses that will take 4 points of damage from the standard Buster shot. And Heatman was unfortunately not one of the Buster vulnerable. Well, they're all Buster vulnerable, so when we say that, if we say Buster weak, it means they're taking 4 points of damage.
Blackwater. Jumping in the oil spill here.
Yeah, we got to look into that. Oh, Prodigy gets knocked off by Close Encounter of the Crabs kind in the
we got Kami who just made
stage.
The bubble zip.
And kammesennin not making the same mistake he did in the game 1 with the Bubble Man zip, and making sure he got far enough across.
And Metal Man wants to throw the sun at Prodigy. Prodigy's just like, yo, my Buster is better than sun blades. There, Mr. Metal.
Well, now we get to see what we get behind the Bubble Man stage is... Now, normally I would point out that Prodigy picked up item 3, but in all fairness, that's not going to be all that important, as unlike what you would see in pretty much any other race in this tournament, both of the runners had agreed to do a Buster-only match. And you would normally see items used to pull off some zips, generally, I believe, in the Heatman stage, among other places. I believe Woodman can be item 3 zippable as well.
Crashman also.
I thought you needed item 1 for the Crashman zip, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I was just thinking items in general. They won't use any of the items for any of the potential zips that are available if it's not Buster only related. Which I do know Kame was working on one in Flashman stage, but I guess throughout this race he chose not to incorporate it.
Unless you could hit it 100% of the time, I think it's... Because of, I think, the result of a failure to do the zip, I think the risk versus reward isn't there.
Yeah. There's not enough familiarity with it.
I mean, trying to pull off a zip and failing is probably one of the worst things that can happen, because you just lose time for no real good reason, as kammesennin unfortunately finds himself getting knocked off by a crab, similarly to Prodigy in the Flashman stage.
Now we watch Kame's face off against Metal Man.
Yeah, this looks like it should be...
He always looked like a dentist to me.
But we have Prodigy finishing off Metal Man and kammesennin finishing off Flashman. And both picking up the items that the others had. And now we have both runners into the Airman stage.
Simultaneously to boot, so we get to see him neck to neck like this.
Yeah, they're about a second apart from each other. Just like we saw them, going into Crashman at the end of Game 2, within seconds of each other, and we saw it go back and forth throughout the Wily stages. We can see both of the runners have 3 stages done. Although there is a little bit of variance that Prodigy has Quick Man done and kammesennin has Bubble Man done already.
You would almost think that it was just one that had a bit of a delay and it was the same runner. Oh, but then Kame got hit by that. And now Prodigy took the lead.
Yeah, this is, I'm really not too worried about who, at this point, is in the lead. I think
I just like the back and forth. I find it very intriguing.
Oh, absolutely. But as you see, we just about blink our eyes and kammesennin gets to the boss gate first because Prodigy gets tripped up a little bit. And we find Bubble Man at the end of the Airman stage. And it looks like he's taking 4 points of damage from each hit. And both of our runners are going to dispose of Bubble Man fairly quickly.
With the same amount of health.
Yeah. But I think the great equalizer is if we find both of the runners on the same stage at the same time, and all of the other aspects are the same, that's when we can say, all right, this runner is ahead of the other one. Which is what we had in Game 2, because we had both runners going into Crashman as the 8th robot. But here we have kammesennin going into Heatman and Prodigy, kind of equalizing things out by going into Bubble Man. And I think if Prodigy sticks to his pattern, he will go into Woodman next, then Heatman and Crashman. kammesennin will go into anything. there's no real way to know what kammesennin's gonna do next.
That's what makes him a very intriguing runner, I think.
I think the only thing is he'll save Crashman for last. Oh, and we see that unlike last game, the Buster is not an effective crash wall deterrent here.
Oh, I thought you were about to say he's not having trouble with this section. I was about to say, don't say that yet. But he made it.
Oh, right, commentator's curse. I forgot about that.
What? That's a thing for other commentators, not this one.
Oh, not newbies? Oh.
No. You get cursed so much, it just stops having any effect. You do commentary enough, it just stops being a thing.
Oh, and here we have Prodigy dealing with a very defensive airman until he gave his back to him.
Yeah, but you gotta watch out here, because if you jump too high, you visit those spikes, and no amount of E-Tanks is gonna help you with that. As we find Quickman at the end of Heatman.
Oh, with some very slow, quick boomerangs.
And we have the runners going through the stages in fairly quick order, as now we're on to stage 6 for both runners, with Prodigy with, you know, at face value, a slight lead. But kammesennin is going to go through Quickman now, and that should put him ahead while Prodigy goes through the Woodman stage.
And Kami making his way through these beams here, and he's taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he's used I don't think he used a tank on that first stream like Prodigy did. He was in Quickman stage.
Prodigy did use an E-Tank at the bottom section.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless to do it since one hit here is gonna kill you anyway.
Well, I'm pretty sure Prodigy used one at the front of the Quickman stage, right? Because of the tin can guy to get through. Because it was his first stage.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was before the second set of quick beams.
I imagine Kami's gonna use one at the start of this fight, though.
Maybe not.
No,
he sees Crash. He could
Crash.
be
Yeah, it is Crash. And
as
Crash
long as he doesn't get bodied by Crashman, he should be alright.
Oh,
and he gets bodied!
Wow, my name is Freak. Never commentated for anybody.
Look what you did to my Kami! You jinxed them, Freako!
Oh, maybe I did. Oh boy.
I hear Kami and Prodigy now defeating their respective bosses at the same time. And they're both left with the same stage. Oh no, he's got Heatman.
Now, Prodigy's gonna go into Heatman while kammesennin goes into Woodman, so...
Oh no, he's going into Crash. He wants to get it out of the way. Well, probably after the difficulty with Heatman last time, he's sort of wondering which one's more difficult. Oh, here we go with the original Wily 1 stage music.
Best song in the game. Dun, 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 dun.
Probably the most heavily remixed song out of any Mega Man song out there.
It's definitely got its positives, but I will always say the Crashman theme is #1 for me.
I am always... You know what? Tateshi, I'm probably mashing his name incorrectly, but he'd done almost every single Mega Man 2 song, and there really hasn't been a Mega Man since to equalize with his capability on the music. I think,
I don't know.
I'm
Mega Man
trying to-
8 character select theme is really, really good, and I like.
I'm talking about as a whole.
And I like some of the Mega Man 10 music too. Like Mega Man 10 music is really good.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Mega Man music has very good tracks throughout a lot of its games. I mean, I definitely could rock out to, like, Zero's theme, for example, in the Mega Man X series.
I think to set the standard for what music needs to be in Mega Man.
I mean, I think 3 did a very good job, too, compared to 1 and, you know, what you get going forward in 4, 5, 6, and so on. I think it, just like a roller coaster, you start out of the gate with Mega Man 1, goes up to the top at Mega Man 2, kind of stays there with Mega Man 3, but then it just kind of, you know, runs through the rest of the ride as it all goes downhill from there, in my opinion. But we have kammesennin getting to the end of the Woodman stage here.
Fighting... who else? Woodman!
Yeah, it wouldn't be a randomizer unless we had random bosses at the end of each stage.
Oh, and he didn't use an E-Tank. I said I wouldn't fault him if he ended up using an E-Tank here.
Especially with what happened in the Crashman fight at the end of the Heatman stage.
Spark Mandrill stage, sorry.
But we have kammesennin now going into Crashman, and Prodigy's going to end up in Heatman. So we've got the runners, again, with one stage left. But it's a little too difficult to say, alright, well, the Heatman stage is going to take less time than the Crashman stage will to say one runner is going to be in the lead at this point. I think it's just a matter of once you get the Wily machine showing up at the beginning of the Wily stages, that's the checkpoint where I can say, okay.
Well, I have to say, Prodigy's making quick work of these Sniper Joes. And I think I just jinxed him.
Well, the prop tops are what's giving him trouble, catching him from the other side.
You guys gotta forgive me on the tracker. I really don't know what items you guys have. I'm trying to figure it out by looking at the stages. Like, they have to have at least 2. But...
yeah, we know they have 2 and 3, and, well, even if they don't get it at the end of this stage, just say they get it at the end of this stage anyway, because they're not going to use it until they get into the Wily stage anyway.
Right,
so,
well,
it really doesn't matter.
You're at a disadvantage of the fact that both runners don't open up their item menus, so it's not like you get
definitely missed while watching the
one
other action.
One of the runners has item 1, and to be honest, I don't know which one it is, because I said earlier on, I really don't pay attention to when the runners get their items, because, ooh, Prodigy did a cute little skip there.
You know, I'm gonna have to say, I bet both runners have item 1 by now. Item 2, on the other hand, I think is locked off heat, but it might
No,
not
I
be.
know both of the runners have item 2 and item, because they came up in Flashman and one of the other stages that were done fairly quickly. I believe it was Airman.
I'm just gonna assume they have all now, both of them.
So, I mean,
because I know there wasn't an item in Crash.
Because we know they're gonna beat these levels.
To be fair, I was looking at all of them. I didn't see them. There was no items in this. There's no items in this game. I forgot. It's fine.
So I mean, you can light them all up. It really, won't matter until the Wily stages when we know both of the runners are going to have them anyway. But kammesennin gets to his boss first and defeats Flashman. So kammesennin's going to have the edge going into Wily 1.
So we should... Alright, I'm going to try and guess the color of the dragon now. Since I apparently
it might take a while for you. So while we pause for station identification here, and we explain the game, you work on what color and what weakness you're going to pick right now. So that way when we're done, you have it ready and waiting. Because there is a game we like to play once we get to the Wily 1 stage. And Charlie Boy, if you wouldn't mind describing what exactly we're getting everybody into here.
Item 1 wasn't Heatman stage, okay. Anyway, what we're doing is we pick what color the Mecha Dragon at the end of Wily 1. We guess the color, mostly of, say, the neck and the tail, the main part.
I'm sorry, this song brings back so many positive memories.
And then for bonus points, we guess the weakness of the dragon. So
I had to think for a Rockman.
Yeah, good old Mega Man 1 music, isn't it?
You know what? I love the music. Is so nostalgic for me, and I have to say I love Mega Man 2 more. But as a kid, I played Mega Man 1 a lot. Alright, I picked my color for the dragon.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's have it. So that way Charlie Boy and I actually have a chance to pick colors.
I'm gonna go with coral and blue.
And what's the weakness?
The weakness I'm going to pick will be... I'm gonna go quick.
Alright, I'm gonna go Green Dragon, Metal Blade.
Alright, I'm gonna go with the color of my my friend Yellow here. And I was wrong.
Ooh, orange.
Orange, yellow, purple, and coral. He's got 4 colors here. That's unfair.
I'm gonna say he's weak to air.
Well, let's see. We got heat, and that doesn't look like it's any good. And yeah, it is the air shooter.
Right.
Oh, kammesennin gets voted off the island by the dragon.
No!
Oh, that's going to cost him at least
Prodigy
a minute.
And Prodigy finds that weakness super quick.
Yeah, and Prodigy's going to have a big lead going into Wily 2 here, as that death on the dragon is going to cost kammesennin a minute at minimum.
Yeah, unless something terrible befalls Prodigy in the next couple of Wily stages. Not to jinx him. But we do want a good run. A good race
absolutely.
up until the very end of the third one is always a positive thing.
Yeah, that's just, no other way to say it, but just unfortunate that kammesennin, gets pushed 1 or 2 pixels too far and ends up falling off.
Yeah, there's still that great equalizer Wily 4 on the horizon as well, so you have to keep that in mind. Race isn't over by any means.
Oh no.
As
kammesennin gets hit again by a Phantom Fireball. I think this is the point at which you sort of say, alright, the wheels are starting to fall off for kammesennin here. Got to pull in the pits and rethink his strategy.
Although they both got into Wily 1 with very good times, he might still have a somewhat positive outlook, being that we're still only 24.5 minutes into the stage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't use... The only people that know where both of the runners are is everybody else but the runners themselves. So...
Oh, a Pico not weak to Buster, finally.
Oh, Prodigy ends up taking a death to the Picotan.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna suck for him, too. That's almost as bad as taking a death to the dragon.
Although, we've seen Prodigy run through this area kind of quickly, so we know that there isn't too much difficulty allaying him.
It's just taxing on the item 3 more than anything, which is...
I think he's being protective of his last E-Tank also.
And there we go. Kammesennin finally finds himself out of Wily. The, Prodigy already into the Picotan fight again, as it looks like Quick Boomerang is what Prodigy is going to end up using here. And with the random sound effects, I hear the sound effect and I'm going, wait, who's in the menu?
It threw me off a couple of times too, especially when it has the death sound for the crash bombs.
Oh yeah, that's another one that gets me.
Because you see the explosion of the crash and then you think, wait, he doesn't explode white.
Yeah, the sound effects can be a little bit of a mischief, as it were.
I'm over here in the menu right now, playing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really watching it.
But Kammesennin's about to head into the last section at the checkpoint, going into the Picotan fight, so he should be able to make up some time if he can stay clean in the Picotan fight. But Prodigy is still ahead. Pretty decisively.
Well, we still got the Spike Pitfall to worry ourselves about, and as we saw with the last race, that could definitely be a game changer.
Yeah, Wily's Descent Stream 3, or Spike Screen of Doom, as I like to call it, is pretty rough sometimes. We'll see how that. Although me saying this now probably curses me like good.
Makes it easy. Yeah.
But now me saying that is going to make it harder.
The music.
I don't know what you're
I'm wondering if Kammesennin's going to use... He's got 4 E-Tanks.
Oh no! Kammesennin gets bodied by the Picotan.
He got trolled there. Like that Pico brick didn't want to move at all, and when he did get up to it, he finally moved.
Oh, 3? I only got a brief glimpse at it. Yeah, 3 E-Tanks.
Yeah, you hate to see that happen. I mean, these guys, they want to save their E-Tanks for Wily stages. When you get into the Wily stages, you're like, oh, I don't need to use this yet. No way.
And then he's gonna do what, I don't know, he's not. I thought he was gonna use it now, like Prodigy did.
No, he still has the ability to tank one hit.
Well, like I said, I think the early time frame of 28 minutes and defeating the Pico stage, he thinks that he might actually potentially still be in the lead or on the heels of Prodigy.
Well, the only thing is, you kind of go, oh crap, I died at the dragon twice. And I think that's what's going to end up, having Kammesennin potentially take risks he may not otherwise even consider.
Well, to be honest, he probably has a feeling that he might be. Like, if I were to die twice or 3 times, I would think, well, A, my opponent could possibly have the same problems and have died the same spots, or B, my opponent might not have died, because I'm not gonna say it, but I am gonna say kind of careless deaths that could have been prevented. But the
we
same
have
thing.
Tanky makers again here in the elevator section.
Same thing could be said about the Pico death Prodigy took. He could have avoided that as well. Kame takes another one into the spikes. And game's over. That's unfortunate.
Well, that's really only going to cost him a little bit of time here because, you know, taking the game over functionally at the beginning of the stage, well, I mean, it's still a game over, and Prodigy's basically just, oh no.
I think that now
he's not actually taking damage and not getting over to the frog.
Dare I say, he might be a little tilted.
Oh, I think he's quite more than a little tilted, but that looked like exactly what he was trying to do, was just set up a damage boost, and he just missed hitting the frog.
Now we get to find out the weakness of the boobies. Oh, get the death sound from metal.
Well, the crash walls are weak to the crash bomb.
Again! Oh no, it's usually the boobies that are weak to the crash bomb.
Right. Boo beams are have crash as a weakness.
Oh, not bubble. Oh, it's quick boomerang this time around, but this is going to be an interesting. I guess Prodigy can take one more hit, so it didn't even matter. Kammesennin going with that charged heat again, where Prodigy skipped over charged heat.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of runners usually leave that for last.
But we have Prodigy headed into the refights. Kammesennin is a full stage behind at this point. So I think we can safely say it's Prodigy's race to lose at this point, as Kammesennin is a pretty good amount of time behind. You're going to have to hope for something that I don't think is actually possible, and that's running out of item energy or weapon item energy on the alien fight, with the Wily machine being possibly part of that.
I mean, anything is possible, but yeah, Prodigy's definitely got a good stage lead, as he's on his second refight, heading toward his third.
Prodigy soft locks. It's a possibility, maybe?
Well, no,
it's not really a possibility.
Not in Buster only. No. Now, if he were to break it and use item 1 the corridor in the alien fight, that might potentially cost him some time, but he's not. I think at this point he's very invested in the Buster on the strategy as well, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Prodigy seems to be making very quick work of these robot masters.
Yeah, Kammesennin at least is able to get through the Chanky Maker stage section with the elevators. It looks like, you know, making up some time, but when you're over, I would say at least 2 minutes behind at this point, a couple seconds, you're running out of time where those seconds will add up into a lead or ability to change who's in the lead. Unlike Game 2, where they were going back and forth with each other with, you know, 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, and they were swapping leads back and forth between each other.
At this point, we get to see the weakness of the Wily machine. You know, that 50% Buster. Oh! And of course, it's the first thing he picks.
Now, when it's not Buster Week, I believe there's 4 items or 4 weapons it could be in stage 1 and 4 it could be in stage 2.
I was thinking it was 3 and 3. But
well, if it was a 50% for Buster, it'd have to be 4 because there's 9 weapons total and Flash doesn't count.
Or maybe even 2. Because I think 2 with a third ability being Buster. But it might be 3.
We'd have to consult Duckfist on that one because he would be the master of that one. But Prodigy is
perhaps
in the road here.
Either that or check the screen that tells the weaknesses.
Yeah, we might actually have enough time to check the weaknesses with Prodigy letting the credits roll probably at the end of this game instead of just running it through.
Oh, we didn't think of guessing the alien color this time.
I'm gonna guess purple with a green head.
Well done, sir. You've won the game.
Alright, yeah, pay me. Pay me.
Your prize is a full year supply of Mega Man 2 Randomizer seeds.
Oh, nice. Take it.
And it's Crash.
And GG's to Prodigy, finishing with an official SR rail time of 36 minutes and 37 seconds and winning the race. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Hit up the chat, put the GG's in the chat for Prodigy.
Yeah, so it was a GG for both runners. Definitely Prodigy showcased something that he wasn't necessarily incredibly familiar with, and I think he did a great job showcasing his Buster-only skills here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will spell the end of our Buster-only runner, kammesennin, in this tournament, as he will be eliminated. I believe we are now joined by Prodigy in the voice chat here.
Oh, Prodigy, congratulations. Great game.
Yo, thanks.
And definitely GG's to you, sir. How you feel?
Bad. Really bad.
Bad?
Absurdly bad. Just played really bad. All of the games. I don't know what to say. It was not what I expected to do. Especially the second game was really, really rough. And I think I blew the whole game on Wily 4. That's my main concern. Because, yeah, I felt I blew the whole game there. So, yeah.
Well, to be fair, kammesennin actually did struggle on the same screen that you did in that seed, the second game, before. That was a pretty rough screen with those shanks sticking through. Otherwise, I'd say you did considerably well.
Well, was so sick. I don't know how to explain it. Just game 2, there were a couple of let's say sections that were really bad and tough for me. But in game 1 and game 3, the smile was on my face because if you played against Kami before, you know his face expressions when he sees something bad, and we struggle on the same spots, I think. So I was laughing at myself, dude, I would die to see his face right now. I'm so frustrated, and he's probably ducked this game so much. So yeah, it was fun overall.
Good to hear you had fun. You did well. There was a particular spot in Heatman's stage that you did. You wouldn't even necessarily notice. Ooh, Kami takes another death. Excuse me, a death. first death, the Wily Machine.
Yeah, the Wily Machine has 4 weaknesses listed. A 1, a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was.
So I was wrong. But yeah, like the point I was trying to make, you made it through one of the Heatman stages. I think it was in the 2nd seed, and Kame struggled to set Heatman stage. I know it's the one where you took a death on stage. That whatever seed that was the one that you made it through, where the fan guys were pushing you back over the pits, and you had to pause buffer.
That was game 2.
That was game 2.
Did I die there? I don't remember.
You
No,
did not
he didn't.
die there. And that's the point I
Kami
was trying
took
to
2
make.
deaths.
Kame took 2 deaths on where you did not. But the chat had pointed out that in game 1, you actually accidentally broke the Buster Only code by using Airman and Crash Stage to make.
Oh, about the Chinky makers. I have no other idea how to go through that screen.
Yeah,
No-
Kame
no
burned
idea.
2 E-tanks on the screen trying to.
I burnt 1 and I said to myself, oh, I'm getting knocked down 4 times. I'm gonna get knocked down again and again and again and again. This is not gonna work. So if I go to the other ladder, this is not gonna work also. So just clean the screen and continue, because I have to forfeit otherwise. It's not normal. And I thought Kame did the same. Did he complete it with Buster?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Wow, good job.
For some reason, he was falling not as far down the ladders as you.
The lag didn't allow me to grab the ladder and...
Oh no,
it-
Kammesennin ran out of Crash Bomb energy on the alien fight.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, he definitely tilted the seed. You guys were pretty neck and neck going into the Wily stages. In fact, I think he might have had a slight lead on this 3rd one going into the Wily stages. But then what happened was he took a death to Dragon. He fell off the platform, and that
He
allowed
took
you to
2
take
deaths
the
to the dragon.
correct.
Wow, that's
And then the
1
second
minute
death
plus.
extended.
It's 1 minute plus per death. That's really one of the most costly deaths in the game. It sucks.
And
Yeah,
And
both of
then-
them got bodied by the Picotan, and then Kammesennin also took another death trying to damage boost off of the first frog. Actually, I think he took 2 deaths there.
Yeah, he did.
Oh well. As my expectations were, the Buster Only and Randomizer is horrible, and the idea was to look horrible, and it looked horrible probably. And yeah, because you know, you have to respect the guy. He plays only Buster Only, and he enjoys Buster Only. How can I play any percent and I know I will win? This is unfair. So
Well,
yeah.
Kammesennin did finish Game 3 with an official SRL time of 42 minutes and 40 seconds. So that will conclude this race, and unfortunately, also Kammesennin's time in this tournament, as Prodigy has eliminated him 2 games to 1 in this loser's bracket matchup.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely a great game that you both played.
Not
And I
that
ha-
one.
and
Yeah,
I had
I
such
think,
a good item
Kammesennin's
1.
going to agree with not so much on Game 3, as I believe I heard the Discord ping. Kammesennin, you're with us in the chat now, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I won't ask you about Game 3 because I'm pretty sure that just, you know, out of sight, out of mind as quick as possible. But
Yeah, Game 3 didn't happen. That was such an easy seed. I can't believe that all the deaths. Oh my god. That should have been
Did you-
like a 36 or 37. It was a 42.
Do you
Ah!
think it got to you?
Oh, it did. Absolutely. As soon as
After
I
the
died to the
dragon.
dragon, that was the first time. That was it. I was mad. I was like, oh god, I just want to quit.
I know, and you
That
didn't
was-
have me in your chat cracking jokes. I was here cracking jokes instead.
Yeah, I didn't have you helping me out. Jeez.
yeah, I saw that you were at wit's end in the SRL chat, and I, you know, almost just wanted to say, all right, just kind of, you know, finish it out, and But hey,
I did. I got
it is what
stubborn
it
enough. I got stubborn enough. I'm like, it's the last race. Just do it. Just do it. Come on. don't miss out.
Exactly. I would have been disappointed if you forfeited, to be honest.
I know that too. That was another factor. And I was like, I can't do it. I gotta finish. I just don't wanna.
I wanted to forfeit so much in game 2, dude. You can't imagine. I took 4 deaths. 4 deaths. In game 1, I think I died once. In game 2, I died once. In game 3, I died once. But game 2 was just...
I don't think I got through any of them without a game over. It was just all of them were pretty
No,
bad.
it was not a game over because it's Mega Man 5 and I got a lot of lives, but the Chinky screen, if you remember Wily 4, Kami? Until I adapt to that one, it took me 2 deaths, dude. It was sick. It was really bad.
They got me. They got me for 1. I failed to kill the one to the left when I was at the bottom of the ladder on that screen, and he got me off of it, and I took a couple D-boosts, got onto the platform, hit right back off of it. Rip.
What happened in game 3, Kami?
What didn't happen in game 3?
You guys were neck to neck up into the dragon. Actually, Kami was in the lead at the dragon.
I was on PB pace up until the dragon. Even a death or 2 before that. I was still on PB pace, and the dragon, he took me twice. I don't know. I stuck at the dragon if it's not Buster.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually even the first game. You guys ended very, very close to each other. It was very entertaining from beginning to end. The second game was even better. And the third game, literally up until the end of Wily 1, you guys were doing a full-blown race, neck to neck.
You see, we always did close matches with Kami. The fact that who is gonna make mistake first on Buster only doesn't matter, because the other one can make 2 deaths so fast. So it's all about who is more calm. That's it.
Maybe 6 more deaths. You never know.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you definitely maintained your Prodigy.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I could hear him yelling and cursing from here, and I'm on the other side of the world.
yeah, I was dug this game so much. This game 2 was dug this game. Just I don't want to quit. Duck, and that was it. The whole game, dude.
Well, Heatman especially was frustrating, but you managed to get through it without any deaths. You just took it slow and steady.
Oh, the Finnish Inquisition. The fan guys.
Yeah.
Or if you play Randomizer, you probably stumbled upon dozens of those screens, so it shouldn't be an issue if it's only fan guys. So.
Well, so now that this race is complete, unfortunately, Kami's been in it. You're no longer in the tournament with us, but I'm sure you can commentate. Which, I mean, we'd be glad to have.
Oh yeah, I'd like to. People just gotta stop racing Saturdays.
Right.
Yeah, I think everybody's getting sick of me at this point doing all the commentary.
No, we're getting used to it. We're getting nice.
Freako, you're like a staple of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament.
Yeah, I feel bad. I won't be able to do the next couple matches because they're just at very inconvenient times for me.
The daddy of commentary.
Yeah, it's great that the Freako is around to help commentate matches. Glad for that. But
he's got such a soothing voice.
But like I was saying, I mean, Kami unfortunately isn't in the tournament anymore. But Prodigy, you moved to Losers Round 2, which will have you facing the winner of Kumba versus X2. Any thoughts about that?
My freaking god! I know what's gonna. I know what's gonna happen now. Exapollo is gonna get wrecked. I'm gonna see it from now. It's Kumba. It's not me. It's not Kami. It's Kumba. It's a guy that has. First off, he plays ROM hacks. It's only ROM hacks, not classics, and only fan games. This guy has dozens of world records. He's adapting really well to any game that's out of the box. So I'm expecting an easy 2-0, and then me against Kumba is gonna be nightmare. A nightmare.
I assume you're gonna implement weapon zipping back into your strategy for that game?
I said it's only for Kami. I said it's only for Kami. Never said I'm gonna play BO the tournament. Oh, right, if you want me to BO you, I will do. No problem.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, then there's fighting words.
I like the trash talk. Fine. I wasn't saying anything like. But yeah, we can make that a match.
Savage.
Some extra spice here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if I can make it pre for. Okay. But,
so, who are you facing, Charlie? I forgot.
Like I just said, we'll see what happens if I can make it past Creed. So I've got a big, I've got a tall glass of. Thank you for idle challenges.
Creed won't play Buster only, dude. I know Creed.
Unfortunately, the two of you have a bit of a road ahead of you. If since you're on the opposite side of the loser bracket, before either of you will end up seeing each other.
I'm actually
We could
not
always
going.
do an outside tournament bout, friendly match.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm at home, dude. I don't have a road ahead of me, so I'm gonna stay here and just lose royally. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure both can bust their own PvE easily, even if I'm using weapons or not. So it doesn't matter.
No. It was just a joke, dude. No.
Well, all you guys made it this far because you're good at what you do.
I made it further than I expected to.
Well, grats to Kami. I think Kami proved everyone in this tournament that he can do it Buster only, and he managed to get out of the first phase of the tournament. That meaning he defeating two guys, which Buster only, and people sometimes disrespecting him playing with weapons. You know what this means? You're on this mindset that you have to beat someone that uses everything in the game. I won't do it. I personally won't do it. So claps for Kami. This was insane.
Well, thanks, man. It definitely has been a challenge to get this far for sure. Every opponent was definitely worth. I figured, I might win one, maybe. That was my mindset coming into the tournament. I might win once. I don't know.
It takes skills to pull off what you did. That's for sure.
Yeah. It takes a lot of knowledge. It's not only shooting with the Buster, but knowing how to deal with the enemies, knowing what they boost and where to take them. And your general movement in Buster only is really tough. Because you will get out of E-tanks very soon if you're not, let's say, cautious a bit. So
especially with Randomizer and having impenetrable enemies to have to figure out how to get around.
The small example I think Kami would agree was I don't remember which race of the trio it was, but there was a Quickman stage that instantly makes you use an E-tank. You have no other choice. You just use an E-tank in order to continue. That's.
I don't think I ran into that problem.
With the immunity, Kami didn't.
I think he died at that boss instead.
Oh,
I did die to the boss. But
Crashman. It was Crashman that was.
Oh my god! I can't believe I died to that Crashman. I went to that door with low health, and I was like, oh, I hope there's a dumb crash behind this door, and there was, and I jumped into him.
Well, I think.
Wow.
I think the reason that happened was because one of our commentators actually cursed you.
I'm gonna bet one.
It was Freaka, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one.
I knew it.
100%.
And after I just lectured him that he was gonna jinx you guys, and he turned around and said, "Oh, that's just a legend of folklore." It was hogwash.
Wives' tale. Watch
Oh
this.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
no
literally,
more than,
I think
30
it was
seconds
during
after
that.
I say it, I eat my words.
I'm gonna go to the church next time I play because if Rico is commentating, I need some water that's purified water. So yeah, against curses and stuff, you know. This is insane, dude. How do you do it every time? Every
What
time.
a horrible afternoon to have a curse. It's already Monday, you know. I started off with tech issues. I didn't need your help.
Yeah,
that was very good of you, Prodigy, to restart the game.
Oh god, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was testing my controller, it was fine. The race started, it did nothing.
Of course, I was just out of the laser sections, and when I'm out of the laser sections, I cannot die. And I just read, my controller is not working. Okay, yes. Shoot to the music and wait for his controller to work. That's it.
Alright, well, I'm pretty much out of questions.
Yeah, I think at this point, we about ready to wrap things up here.
Sounds good.
Fine.
You guys got any final thoughts, last words?
Thank you for having me commentate with you guys today. It was fun.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing your commentary work on future matches.
Thanks for coming, for not playing any percent, and having us have this nice race and show the people how punishing this game is without weapons. And thanks to the people that organized the race, the commentators, all three of you. You probably did a good job. I don't know, but I'm gonna assume
You're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you did great. And yeah, thanks to
Except
everyone.
for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, there was a minor issue in Game 1 that was out of our control.
Well, tech issues happen. And anyway, this is a very old game, and our pure love for the game just keep it alive. And many other people, of course, so thank you, everybody.
GG's to both Prodigy and kammesennin.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody. I'm out.
Take care, folks, and good luck, Prodigy, going forward in the tournament.
Thanks.
GG's, guys. We'll see you guys later on tonight for the match between Mad Mega X381 versus Squidman. LV Creed on the mic with perhaps someone else. I don't know, maybe me. You never know. Or maybe
unfortunately, I know it won't be me, as I can't be at two places at once, unfortunately.
And that's going to be...
MC Creed, dude. Come on.
Well, I can take Wednesday. That's the soonest I can do.
That's going to be at 10 p.m. tonight, so be sure to tune in. I'm not sure the channel yet, but look for it. All on the Speed Gaming channel, Speed Gaming 1 through 5. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Later.
That's all, folks.
Have a good day, everybody.